Hello there. It's Josh here from racingtoprofit.co.uk. Hopefully, you've just watched the video above, which is a decent introduction to what I'm about to flick through, which is simply a short run through of what the members club actually looks like inside, so you can kind of bring to life some of those things discussed in the video above. Hopefully, in front of you, you can see my face and hear me in the bottom right hand corner, as always. Hopefully you can see the home page of my blog, Racing to Profit. I'm going to jump straight in. So to the right hand side here, there is a members club login box. So if you join, you'll be sent an automated email. You'll set up a username and password within part of that process. You then come back to this home page and you can log in here to the right hand side, put in your details and log in, and hopefully you should see you'll either see a screen like this, which is exclusive reports, which is simply where all the members' content just gets filed. So everything gets filed in there. I would recommend clicking the home link that you can see at the top here. That will keep you logged in, but it just brings every single post in one place, which you might find useful. Most members like flicking between the free posts and, of course, the members' content. Hopefully, the members' post is clear. You've got that gold bar to the left-hand side, Members Club written at the top there. I'm going to focus on today's post, the day I'm recording this, on the 27th of September. I should add, there's a little information box here down to the right. If you ever cancel or want to renew subscription or check payment history or whatever, change password, etc., you can do all that down there. But once you are logged in, you can then click on the members daily post. Some nuts and bolts, I suppose, or some housekeeping. I get the first edition of this post up the evening before the next day's racing, normally by 6 p.m. at the latest. Sometimes it's 7, but I try my best to get it done by 6. And the earlier the possible, the better, normally between 4 and 6 p.m. the day before. Especially Monday to Friday. At that point, you get the main qualifiers against my stats pack, which I will go into in a moment. And the other thing to say is I keep you updated on the progress of a blog post by using kind of update words within the title post. And when you read complete in brackets, you know that there is no more content on its way within a daily post. On the day of racing, I have a 10 a.m. cutoff for a post to be finished on Monday to Friday. That's 11 a.m. at Saturdays and Sundays. Like I said, most days you get the post the evening before. Sunday's post can sometimes be on Sunday morning by 10 or 11 a.m., especially if the weekend gets in the way and I am away from my desk on Saturday. And likewise, Monday's post can rarely, sometimes, and it is quite rare, be posted on Monday morning, and I normally get that up when that's the case kind of by 8 a.m. Again, that depends on my plans on Sunday, obviously, and I do try and like to have a weekend every now and then. So yes, each daily post is set up in exactly the same way, the same template. There are 4 sections. You get all qualifiers against my stats packs and the ratings pointers, which I'll go into. There's a notes section, a bet of the day test, and I'll just write all sorts in there. There's a microsystem test zone, and there are any general messages and updates, and that's where I add different things or keep you abreast of any developments or anything that is going on. So section 1 is important. Now, what is your friend if you become a member is what I have called the key, which is here. And this, at any point, if you're ever confused on anything, hopefully explains it all. We have the ratings pointers. So you will see I put little codes next to these horses, and down in the key it explains what they are. So you get a H1, H3, that's for horse race base top rated or top 3 rated. G1, G3 the same. I1, I3 the same. You get a 14 or a 13, which are the Gigi's Gold Trainer form indicators, which you can see there about how they're constituted. There's the ES for the elite squad from the qualifiers that are the best of my main stats pack, which qualify on certain criteria. And again, you can flick through that report and read the criteria there. We then have links to the advised strategies. So these are all in one place. They've got the advised strategies, ones that I'm monitoring. The results here are updated every week, so we can keep abreast of how they're progressing, what's doing well. That information is there for you to have a flick through in your own time and work out what strategies might look most interesting to you, what you might want to back, how you use that information as a guide. There are test zones, so I keep adding the links here to different bits of research I've done, and importantly, qualifiers against these pieces of research appear in the test zone. Again, that is just a way to add more information and to add something of use and interest and other horses from slightly different angles that you may be interested in, or that you have the chance to use as starting points and to look at throughout that day's racing and for whatever period we've got going on there. At the moment in focus is the Nigel Twiston-Davies September and October angles. First qualifier, well, he had a winner at 5 to 1 yesterday. So we will see how that builds up and goes on in the weeks ahead. There's a note to the original welcome note, an email, and then there's a bit of information about contact, about how you can get in touch with me. A lot of people just commented below on the post, as I'll show you in a minute. And the main piece of research that the main content is based on are my main stats guides, which are used for all qualifiers in section 1. You get the summer stats, which are flat stats, and summer jumps, and jumps, which is the non-summer only tracks, so we're talking about winter jumping really, and of course those tracks are starting to kick into gear now. The old guide is up there at the moment. The refreshed and new version will be added in the next week or so, but importantly, from now on the jumps qualifiers are using my latest research for the last 3 full years and 2017 to date. So those stats packs which you get access to, you can download all of these, save them all, do what you want with them, all this research and information, have a flick through. They are what constitute the content here. So simply the stats that are in that report, I check every day, or the day before, sorry, to see what horses qualify on those trainer stats. I then use the ratings pointers and those little pointers you've seen in the key, the red symbols and the green ones, to add more information next to the horse's name. Again, they then relate to the advised strategies which are in these 2 links here. That may sound complicated now, but once you've taken a kind of couple of days or week or so to get your head around it, it comes as second nature and it's quite straightforward. They qualify against certain strategies or not, or certain strategies or angles being monitored or not. And if they don't, in any case, you can use that information within your own analysis of the horse, their profile. If you then do want to go to in-depth analysis in the race and all the other runners, which generally I don't do, but each to their own, that information is there simply to help you. So this is today. We can see those 2 are unplaced. Those 2 didn't qualify on that particular stat, so the going was not soft. We've got a few others there. You will see Renfrew Street here as just one. It's 10 past 5 as I record this. Renfrew Street 1 at 4:20 at 12 to 1, backed into 11. That qualified on strategy 6 within the flat, which looks at any top rated runner, so an I1, a H1 or a G1 that is 6 to 1 or bigger on morning prices. And that is the other thing. Well, there are 2 more things I should add on this content. Each morning around 8 AM, I look at the markets and take a generally available price across main bookmakers, and that is the price I put next to the horse. And these prices do again link to some of the advised strategies. Again, you can take your time to read, have a flick through and get your head around everything. But one of these strategies within the flat is for top rated runners, I1, H1, G1, that are 6 to 1 or bigger on morning prices on the flat. Renfrew Street qualified and won. They were on 68 points profit, I think, before that winner going in, and are now on plus 80 points profit since introduced a few months back. So that is quite exciting, and that strategy is doing very well indeed. It's proving to be very profitable. Then there's some summer jumps qualifiers you can see there. And that's it really. So yes, that's all I want to say here. 8 minutes and 50 seconds. Oh, the other thing I should say, yeah, you get little codes, these codes next to each horse. That simply refers to which stat they qualified against the main stats pack. That is simply there if you want to refer to the stats in the stats guide and make a more informed decision based on the strength of those stats. In part, that is what the elite squad is for, because I've kind of picked out some of the best stats. But again, that information is there for you to use as you please, to follow strategies, to use all the information available, and do whatever you wish with it. So that's that. Section 2, you get some notes. There's a kind of bet of the day test where I've attempted to kind of pick out horses that, or one horse a day that I think looks most interesting. That is a test for a reason. There's probably a reason why I'm not an actual tipster. I should say I write notes, positive notes about horses that stand out to me. And in September so far, they have pulled in about 37 points profit if you'd have put 1 point on each horse that I gave a positive mention to in the notes. I've generally been throwing fivers at them myself. They're generally kind of 6, 7 to 1 or bigger, and that has been quite good fun. But again, that's all subjective opinion. I suppose it's there to give you something interesting to read, to get your head around or understand how I view racing, something for that you can disagree with or agree with or question me on, or we can have a discussion. We're always thinking and chatting amongst ourselves. There's a bit of information there on the Twister. I threw a muggy double, £5 double at his 2 horses at a Twister Angles, and of course the first one lost. They were too short for me to back individually, and I rarely back doubles, and that is probably why, because I'm pretty rubbish at picking when to do it. Again, there's a note there on my horse. I say my horse. I own 2.5% in a couple of horses with Amy Murphy. Blessed to Impress ran yesterday at Lingfield and was rather unlucky, and there were some notes there. I keep you up to date on the horses that I have shares on, what our plans are, how confident we are, etc. That's just another added bonus, I suppose. There's a recap there. There were 2 big price winners yesterday at 20 to 1 and 8 to 1 that I was a bit lukewarm on. I was a bit disappointed with myself. I did a review video to kind of vent my frustration, I suppose, and that was me looking back at how I could have attacked those horses better, what I could have done differently, what I personally can learn for next time. And again, you may find those kind of videos interesting or not. Again, it's all about variety and different things to get stuck into. That's the Micro System Test Zone. That's where I post qualifiers from all of that research I showed you within the key. And finally, we get any general messages and updates. Here I posted a kind of new welcome to the members club. I posted an update on the elite squad after a couple of nice price winners the day before. A bit of information there about winning strike rates and losing runs and how we shouldn't start getting ahead of ourselves and kind of remortgaging to back them, but some interesting information there nonetheless. When I do big meeting notes, which are mainly for the flat, but there obviously will be some over jumps. When I look at the likes of the Chester May meeting or Royal Ascot or York Ebor meeting, I try and find trainers that have good records and have targeted those meetings in years gone by. Again, I do that quite regularly and produce shortlists and qualifiers against those stats. Any big race trends for handicap hurdles coming up over jumps, that information will probably be put in section 4 down here. So in general, every post is set up with these 4 sections so you know where to look. And the final thing to say is, yes, there's engagement, there's comments. I mean, today there's 18 comments. If you ever ask me a question, you ever make a point, I do my best to answer it. And yeah, that's that really. There's good chat. There's always something going on. People talking about different horses they might like. Nick's quite happy they just backed Renfrew Street at 14s under that strategy. Seems like a couple of others did as well, so they'll be happy today. And that's that. That is the members club. That is what you get when you join. That is what you get on a daily basis, access to all of that. And like I said, the purpose of the £7 trial for 4 months, 43 pence per week, is so that you can spend 4 months to indulge and ingratiate yourself with this content, with my approach, with other members, with the community, and work out if this is something that may work for you and may enhance your enjoyment of the sport. And with that, as I tick round to 13.5 minutes, I will leave it there. I hope you found these 2 videos of use, and I hope that you will sign up on this offer, and I look forward to seeing you on the inside, and I would be delighted if you join us. This is Josh saying bye for now. Thanks for watching.